Well, everybody, I'm a little early, but there's a reason for that. I'll let y'all know in a minute. And if nobody comes on, just if you watch this later, this is going to be my live stream for the day. I do apologize. I got some stuff coming up tonight, and I won't be able to do it tonight. But there'll be a couple of live streams next week. Everybody may be at work. Still got the cough. Isn't going away. I don't know why. Got a couple things coming up I'll let y'all know about. And really and truly, I know this is unexpected. I didn't say this. I actually forgot that what's going on tonight was going on until probably last night. So, or last night or night before last, I can't remember. I've actually been so busy this week that I just ain't had time to do nothing. We're a minute in and nobody's on. I really picked a bad time to do this. At least this week of work went by pretty quick. It was a pretty good week. Stayed fairly busy, so it went by pretty fast. As most of y'all know, got a trip to Florida coming up. Got people staying at the house, dog sitting and stuff like that. So we got all that covered. So nothing to worry about there. But while I'm down there, I'm going to definitely do at least one live stream down there. And then my live stream will, of course, be next week on Friday as well. Also, if we go to Universal, which I think we're going to, and maybe SeaWorld, I don't ride rides. So if we do that and my wife rides a ride, I will probably do a live stream from inside Universal and or SeaWorld, depending on the background noise. You know, if music's playing, I can't really do that, I guess. So, but if there's no music playing at Universal or SeaWorld, I'll probably try to do a live stream from there. Somebody's on. I don't know who it is. Oh, they're gone. Somebody cut out. They popped on and left. This is like lesson learned, the most horrible time to do a live stream ever. Lesson learned. I had nothing prepared. This just snuck up on me. And like I said, I just ain't gonna have time to do it later. So this is my worst failed live stream ever on YouTube. Ever. One person popped on for about 5 seconds and got back off. That's okay though. It's okay. This ain't my normal time. You know, I get it. People's at work right now. I get that too. And I want to apologize for whenever y'all watch this later. If you all watch it later, there won't be a live stream tonight. I have tickets that I have to go to a concert. So, I won't be able to live stream, especially from a concert, because, you know, that would directly, go against the copyright law. So I can't do that. So I don't know. It is what it is. I did want to do a live stream for you all though, because I know I do one every Friday, and it is Friday, and I totally forgot. Actually, I got the concert tickets at Christmas, and I didn't really pay attention to the date because I thought the Florida trip would come before the concert. So I'll be at, excuse me, be at the concert tonight, get about 2 to 3 hours sleep, and then I'll drive to Charleston. Actually, I'll be driving to Charleston tomorrow, and then we'll go to Florida after that. Did get a thumbs up though. Yeah. Still don't think nobody's left a comment. Nobody's left. There we go. Springfield. Happy Friday. Hey, Springfield. Thanks, buddy. I've been on here about 5 minutes. I know this is way early. I appreciate you showing up. I'm just not going to have time to do it later. I forgot we had a concert to go to tonight, and I do want to always do a live stream. So I just forgot. And I would have told y'all last week, but I didn't even look at the like I said before, I didn't look at the date of the concert. And I thought the Florida trip would come before the concert, and actually the concert is tonight and the Florida trip's tomorrow. So if I was going to do a live stream, I'd have to do it right now. So it's a little bit early, a little bit early. Got some things leaving the channel. No sweat, man. Lucky I took off today. Hey, I appreciate it. I actually got off at noon today. I'd worked out that I got off at noon today. So I had time to come home and make sure everything was packed and ready to go. Got all that done because I wasn't going to have time to do that tonight either. So I tried to finish most of that up last night. Hit Walmart up, got some, stuff to take on the trip, like snacks and stuff. Because anytime you're taking a long car trip, I have to have like cookies and pretzels and everything else to eat. I don't know if you all do that or not, but I can't drive 6 to 12 hours and not have something to snack on. We don't stop either. I don't know if everybody on here stops. We may drive through a drive-through and hit a rest area every once in a while, but we never stop. Decide on the new car for the channel. I tell you what I'm looking at. It's going to take me a while to find this. I'm not going to lie, because I've looked and looked and looked. Now, I want to go ahead and throw this out here, because, oh my gosh, it's fixing to hit. I said I would never buy another F-150, and I will never buy another F-150. And I've always said the early to mid 2000s model Fords were decent vehicles. I'm trying to find a 2003 to 2004 Mustang Cobra, the Terminator Cobra with the supercharger on it. And the reason being, and I can't find one anywhere near me for that matter. The reason being is because the internals on those are completely forged, and they have like a cast iron block. So you can take an 03 to 04 Cobra and hit like 1,000 horsepower almost in it, and the internals will take it. But like the 99 to 01 Cobras, their cranks were forged, but nothing else inside was, and they had aluminum blocks. And I think they're going good for like close to 500 horsepower on stock internals. So if I can find one of those with decent miles on it, I'd probably buy one of those, but man, they're expensive. They are so expensive. I think the cheapest ones I've found is somewhere around $17,000. And I mean, we're talking about an 03. And some of those cars with low miles on them with like, I don't know, under 10,000 miles on them. Now the cars new were like $33,000. And with like under 10,000 miles, they're like $45,000 now. I mean, they've actually went up in value if you didn't drive them. So, and I don't want a convertible. You can find convertibles all day long, and I don't want a convertible. If I want something I'm going to build a 600 or 700 horsepower, try to. I definitely don't want a convertible in that. Even with a roll bar, I don't want a convertible. My thoughts are, if you wreck it, stick comes through and pokes you in the face. That's a bad day. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I've really flattered the idea of getting like a Corvette, but the Mustang just seems to be so overbuilt. I don't know. That's what I'm leaning towards right now, though. What do you think? Is that a good idea? Bad idea? How much flack am I going to get for getting another Ford, even though it's a Mustang and not an F-150? My dog just walked in. I want to let you know, Springfield, this is a horrible time to do a live stream because everybody must still be at work. But like I said, I wanted to do one because I wasn't going to be able to do one earlier. Come here. Come on. Come here. Yeah. Little fella wanted to get up here. He's went blind, so he don't jump on couches anymore. I thought you were leading saying you would get an 0405 F-150, and I was, no, those have spark plug issues, man. Yeah, I know it. No, I will never get another F-150. No, that's out of the, and I tell you what, those videos I put up have got a ton of views, just tons of views. And man, those Ford fans, whoo, they get mad when you talk bad about their vehicles. But all I can do is tell my story. I don't know what Joe down the road here's experience is. All I know is what my experience is, and I told my experience, and they were like, "No, you're lying." I don't. Why would I lie? If my Ford hadn't have broke down so many times or about killed me a couple times, I would still own it. But yeah, they just freak out. I think it's kind of funny. I had one right before I went live. He left a comment and was talking about how I didn't know what I was talking about and how much faster the EcoBoost was. And if he'd watched the video, I plainly say the EcoBoost is faster than the Tundra. It is. I've owned both, but I mean the Ford was just a POS, and I couldn't see keeping putting my family's life at risk for something like that. And I don't mean to keep bringing it up. It's just funny that the barrage of comments. I mean, I've got thousands upon thousands of comments about stuff like that. It's kind of comical, actually. I don't know what the weather's like there, but it was like 20 degrees this morning. Mustangs are easier to get that first 150 horsepower and cheaper to buy initially. I think Corvettes have more going on or going for them stock, but if you want to build it, go Mustang. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. As a channel car, you want to buy something that you can mod. You don't want to buy something that has it all to start with, which is one reason I kind of shied away from the 03, 04 Cobras, because they already have a supercharger, and I thought it would be neat to supercharge one. But after I started reading about the internals in them, I was like, I can't put internals in a Mustang for that price difference in what I can buy one for. So it just makes sense to go that route. Now I can still mod it. I can do intakes. You put a smaller pulley on the supercharger on one of those, and it adds like 50 to 75 horsepower just by pulley change. It's ridiculous how much horsepower you can just get out of that. Then like I said, you got intakes, you got exhaust, you got X pipes, you got other pulleys. I mean, there's just there's throttle body spacer. You could buy like a late 80s to mid 90s Corvette when you put the 305s in for dirt cheap and just throw a 383 in there for a few. That's true. I could do it. My dad actually has a 93 Corvette that I could probably actually buy pretty cheap, but I don't know. My problem, I wasn't a huge fan of that body style Corvette. The Corvettes I was looking at was around the early 2000s, like a 2000, 2001, 99-ish. I really liked the body style after that. I guess that's probably like the C5 or 6. I can't remember all those terms. But the ones that kind of have the bubble headlights, I really, really like those because the flip-up headlights are issues. My dad had to have a workaround for his flip-up headlights because they quit working. So when he took it in to have it repainted where a tree had fell on it, he actually had to have the headlights reworked. Well, my dog has a knot on his chest, or if he's actually got fur. I think he actually has like a lump on his skin. I never noticed that before. He's getting a little age on him, Mo. He's actually 12 now. He's just a good lap dog. His head looks huge. Just a good lap dog. He's a Shih Tzu. And if you want to play, he'd play. If you want to sleep, he'll sleep. It doesn't matter to him either way. I can highly recommend Shih Tzus as house dogs. My old coon dog is going blind and he bumps into, yeah. The weird thing is, Buddy, when he goes outside in like the sun, it affects his sight. I don't think he can see when it's bright, but if it's kind of dark, his night vision hasn't been affected by it as much, and he can get around at night pretty well. But in the daylight, and if he goes out in the daylight and comes back in, it really affects him inside too. He'll bump into the refrigerator and the cabinets and stuff like that. You kind of have to direct him a little bit till his eyes get back to normal. But that sunlight really, really blinds him out pretty bad, actually. But normally, if you don't move anything in the house, he's pretty good. Now, if you leave a chair pulled out, he'll run straight into it because he knows it's not supposed to be there. But as long as you don't pull stuff out and leave stuff out, he knows his way around pretty good. But other than being blind and just a little bit hard of hearing, he's in pretty good health for a dog his age, I guess. I'm over here in Caldwell County, North Carolina, near Lenore, and it's cold as hell today. Yeah, it is. I can't wait to get south. Last week here was in the 70s, and this week it's in the 20s. That just blows my mind how the weather changes that much in the winter. I don't know. It's I don't understand how it changes. I mean, here I'm sure it's the same way over there. It could be 70 today and 30 tomorrow. I just don't understand how it can drop 40 or 50 degrees in overnight. But I think it's supposed to be low to mid 70s while I'm in Florida next week. So that'll be a nice change from this week, which has been horrible. Actually, my buddy who lives next county over, he got snow last night, I think it was. Sometimes I have to fly up to Syracuse, New York, and holy cow, the cold freezing. I'm telling you, there's no way. So, like, our main branch is in, like, Moline, and there's no way I could live there. There was a guy left our facility and took a job at another facility in North Dakota. And I think he said the first day he got there, it snowed like 3 or 4 feet. And he left here and it wasn't even that bad cold. There's no way. I don't know how much money it would take for me to have to move up north in that kind of weather, but it would be a lot more than I make right now. I just couldn't handle that. Did you see those pictures of people driving down the road and the snow's piled up on the sides of the road higher than their cars? Think about it. If you break down right there or you have a wreck and you've held up the whole traffic, there's no way to get around. I mean, there's no get around when you're in that much snow. At least here you can take an off ramp or something, but up there, there's just no get around. What do you think about New York? I've never been to New York, anywhere in New York. The highest I guess I've been to up north. I've been to Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been to Washington D.C. Um, that's about as high as I've been. I don't go up north very much. I go south. I go to the heat. I'm like a duck. I fly south for the geese. I fly south for the winter. I don't very seldom. Plus, they don't reciprocate my carry permit, and I don't go to many places that don't allow me to carry my firearm. I can call me paranoid or whatever, but if you don't reciprocate my carry permit, I'm probably not going to visit your state very often. And they're probably happy about that. They probably don't want me there, and I'm good with that too. It doesn't bother me if they don't want me there. I worked in Newark, New Jersey after college for 5 years. I couldn't wait to get home. I'd say, Edge and them live in New Jersey, and some parts where they used to live, they talk about hearing gunshots and how bad it was and stuff like that. I can't imagine living in a place, where I walk outside and have to worry about somebody shooting me. Dirty Jersey, the locals call it. Yeah. True. It could happen anywhere. I mean, you could go anywhere and, somebody could shoot you, but there's places that it's probably more likely to happen. And I can't imagine walking outside and just not knowing if a stray bullet's going to catch me today. It literally smells like sulfur every day, man. Not kidding. Man, that'd be horrible. I wonder why they don't work to clean that up. I imagine New Jersey has very high taxes. I mean, I'm just guessing. But being a big city, I imagine they have very, very high taxes. So you'd think they would make enough money on taxes to clean that up. Now, I'm sure they pay their government officials very well. They probably pay them better, way better than, Tennessee does. But still, you think with all the money they were taking in, they would try to get some of that cleaned up. Just make it to where more people would want to visit. Tourists bring in a lot of money. I love to fish. And none of the lakes near Newark had any fish because the pollution was wasting them. Good Lord. That's sad right there. I mean, it really is. I mean, the stuff that we take for granted here in the South, like fishing and stuff, or even hunting and fishing too, you know, has told me that they're not even allowed to really shoot a pellet rifle outside. It's a pellet rifle. I mean, what are you going to do with that? And they're not allowed to shoot that outside. I can step out the back door of my house and shoot all day long. There's cows in the field. As long as the cows ain't there, I shoot all day long. Now, I do have to say, I have a school kind of nearby, so I have to I don't know the legalities of that. Technically, I'm not in a school zone, so I don't know the legalities of that. But I bet if right now I stepped outside and fired a couple shots, there would be some police officers show up at my house. I'm just guessing. So, when school's in session, I don't do it. But legally, I'm not sure that I'm not still able to do that. But somebody'd probably call the law if I was guessing. And probably rightfully so with all the school shootings and stuff like that. That's when you just have to use common sense and say, hey, it's probably best I don't do something like that and exercise that judgment a little bit. I don't know. So y'all got big plans this weekend? There's two people on here. I don't know who the second person is, but any big plans this weekend? Don't do anything? Go anywhere? Do anything fun? I've told y'all my plans. My plans is heat. I'm hoping it's hot enough to lay by the pool. The pool's heated, and that's not bad. You can get in the pool at 65 degrees. Hey, Mark, what's up? John Deere is number one. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. We really strive to build a good quality product. And as our reputation shows in Consumer Reports, we do a fairly good job at that. But that's our number one thing is quality, and we really strive to meet those goals. But like I started to say, you can get in the pool down there because it's heated, but it's when you get out, there's just enough breeze that even at about 75, it gets a little bit chilly when you get out. You almost want to cover up with your towel instead of just drying off with it. But like I said, I'll probably do a live stream while I'm down there. Walk around the facility, kind of show y'all what it is. The pool area at that place is magnificent. I mean, it really is. If I had a picture, I'd show it to you. But I'm sure I'll take a picture and throw it on Instagram. But Edge, what the crap? Hey, yeah, Edge, sorry, buddy. I've got a concert tonight. I forgot about it, and I'm not going to be able to do the live stream tonight because the concert is at the same time. I'm going to get 4 to 6 inches of snow tonight in Kentucky. Oh my gosh. I think they're calling for snow here late Saturday, but I should be far enough down the road that it won't get me. But stay warm, stay safe. I hate snow. I hate it. If my wife would come home right now and say, "Hey, you want to move to Florida?" I'd start packing. I would start putting stuff in a box. I wouldn't even answer. I would just go start putting, and she knows that, and that's why she won't say it because she don't want to move to Florida. So there's why I'm still here. I just wasn't made for this cold weather. I just wasn't made for it. I was made for the heat. Even like 105 degrees, just deep humidity, I can take that a lot better than I can take like a 20-degree day. Even as a kid, I didn't really go out and play out in the snow as much. I mean, it's just, I don't know what it is about the cold. I just really hate it. The Tundra will handle it. It will handle it. The Tundra will handle the snow. I've drove it in the snow several times. And it'll handle it up there as well. I mean, they go very, very well in the snow as long as you got good tires. If you have bad tires, nothing's really gonna go in the snow very well. But Edge, I talked to you about what car I was thinking about last night. So still can't find one. I looked online on breaks and stuff like that, and at lunch, always on breaks and lunch, I'm looking for a channel car, and I just can't find one. If I find one that has decent miles on it, it just isn't a color that I even remotely like. I like to have a black one. I found a silver one. Silver's not bad, but I can't remember how far away from me that is. I think it's in Lafayette, Tennessee, which is a couple of 2.5. It's right above Nashville, I think it is. So I probably could go look at that. I emailed a guy about a black one twice on Auto Trader, and he never emailed me back. Just a tip: if you're going to put your car on Auto Trader and it sells, take it off. The silver will stay clean. That is very true. I owned a silver BMW one time. It never showed dirt. Never. I owned a silver Acura Integra in there. Silver's white's even that way. White stays cleaner than black. You wouldn't think that, but white stays a lot cleaner than black does. Now, once you get some black, muddy junk all over it, you can see it. But I still don't think it shows up as bad as black does. I love black cars, and they're beautiful when they're clean. But my gosh, keeping them clean is a bear. It is rough. Black's horrible. It is. You just got that black truck. It's hard to keep clean. It is horrible. I don't know. I love my truck. Now, I do have to admit, my black truck was not my first choice in colors. My first choice was like that charcoal gray color. I love that color. It does show up dirt too, but not as bad as black. But that was my first choice, and it's weird because it's almost like the first truck I went and looked at, and I don't normally do this, but the first truck I went and looked at, I looked online for like a month at trucks. I couldn't find anything I really caught my eye and wanted to go look at. And the first one I went and looked at, I worked out a deal and bought it. So it had exactly the wheels I wanted on it, had exactly the tires I wanted on it, the lift and everything. I love the Sky Metallic that my first truck was. Yeah. And it probably didn't show up dirt either, if I was guessing. I would say your second truck, that last truck you just had, I'd say that definitely didn't show dirt. My buddy's got one identical to that truck, actually. Same interior and everything. And he never washes it. He uses it in a lawn care business, and he never washes that truck. You know that the lawnmowers and stuff that he's mowing with, the zero turns, slings dirt and stuff all over it. And you can't tell at all. Are you at work, Edge, or are you at home? Because I know you said you was going to go to work today. So I was just curious if you was at work or if you was at home or if you got off work. I didn't know. I'm assuming everybody's off work. I know Springfield said he was off today, but I didn't know if just got home. Fridays are short days. That's awesome. My Friday was a short day too, but normally it is not. It's just I normally get off at 2:30. So that's what time I normally get off. Yesterday I had to work over just a little bit. I actually went into work yesterday at about 3:45 in the morning and got off at about 3:45 in the afternoon. Which wasn't bad. Like I said, I stayed busy. When you have to work on something, you can't do it while the lines are running a lot of times. So I'll go in early to work on something or to fix something or put something up or whatever it may be, while the lines aren't running. So I had to go in yesterday while the lines wasn't running. I want to make sure I got everything done before I left. That way I didn't leave work for somebody else to do. I don't know. I just like to make sure everything's are buttoned up and tied down before I leave. That way when I come back, somebody didn't need to do something while I was gone, or they didn't, do it exactly right and I have to redo it. I don't know. I just go ahead and rather get it done, call it a day. And it would have mattered if I'd have came back and I still had to do it. I'd still have to come in early, or somebody else would have won. I don't know what this dog's doing. He's just sitting on my lap, just looking at the floor. Like I said, he can't see. He's just staring off into nothing. I apologize for not having a lot of stuff ready today. I will tell you about some videos coming up. I do the same thing. I hate leaving something for, I do. I hate leaving it for somebody else. If it's my job, I want to get it done, not hand it off. I do got some things coming up. Got several videos actually already edited. That way, while I'm down there, I don't have to edit and stuff like that. I just put up a video, post a picture on Instagram. A little less work. But this week, there'll probably be a Glock video, a Glock 43 upgrade video. When I get back from Florida, I think it's the next week, the Glock 48. And I've come up with another reason, or a few reasons. I know I talked a little bit about this last time, but there's so much. If you own a Glock 43, there's so much versatility if you own a Glock 48, because you can take you've got a 48 and you got a 43. Then you can take the 48 slide off and put the 43 slide on the 48 frame, and you've got a 43X. Or you can take the 48 slide and put it on the 43 frame and have a chopped 48 like people do 19s. So, or at least that's what I've read. You know, nobody other than Such, because I guess he's like on their Glock's approved trial list or whatever. He gets those guns early. But, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't watch Such's video. I like Such. You know, I don't have nothing against it. But the reason I don't watch, and I've said this before, the reason I don't watch a lot of other YouTubers as far as gun channels, I don't want them to influence my opinion on their firearms. It's not that I don't want to support them. I'm subscribed to Such and, you know, Demo Ranch and all those. And Demo Ranch don't really do a lot of reviews. He does a lot of crazy stuff, which is why he has so many subscribers. It's funny. But I don't want these people influencing my decision on something that I'm fixing to buy and review. Because no matter how much you think it won't, when you go to review this thing, you're going to be out here, and in the back of your mind, you're going to have what they said like I said, in the back of your mind. So that's going to be rotating, and you're going to be thinking about that, and inevitably that's going to come up in the video. So instead of copying what somebody else has said, I like to kind of make it my own. Now, if I accidentally say something he said, but if I accidentally have the same opinion, then, you know, I would say that happens. But I don't want them to influence me. I kind of want to be my own reviewer. So I actually have to say, now that I am a YouTuber, I actually watch less gun-related YouTube videos. Have you used the Streamlight TL1 AA light? I have not. Is that a weapon light, or is that the handheld light? I'm assuming that's a handheld light, correct? It had to be, because a AA would be huge. Not saying they couldn't make a weapon light out of a AA. They should actually do that. They should make a weapon-mounted light on a pistol that runs off of AA's. It would be a little big, but I can't imagine it being like they couldn't make it much smaller than like a Surefire, you know, Ultra. So I think that would sell, because people like common batteries. I mean, I have a ton of CR123s, which ain't a big deal to me. I like that battery. But, you know, Surefire made the AAA version, the XC1, and if that light hadn't had so many problems, I'm sure they sold a bazillion of them as Surefire. But if that light hadn't had so many problems, I would have bought one. But I heard horror stories about that thing. And I don't know anybody that owns one handheld. I've not. I actually had a one of their AAA lights, and I have some of their pen lights. But I don't have, I'm trying to think what stream lights I have. I don't think I actually own, I have owned them, but I don't think currently I own even one of their bigger lights, like a CR123. I don't think I have any of those right now. I've traded them off. They were good lights. I'm not knocking Streamlight at all. They were good lights. It's just, you know, Malkoff sends me stuff to review and stuff like that. So it uses CR123 and AA. I've got a light like that. I'm trying to think which light that is. I've got a light that does that, but it's not a Streamlight, and I can't remember which light it is. But Streamlight makes good lights. I have, you know, their TLR1 HL weapon-mounted light, and I have two of their rifle-mounted lights, the TAC Rail or Pro TAC. I can't keep up with what they call their lights, and I know I should. I want to tell you all this. I want to apologize that I can never remember what Streamlight calls their weapon-mounted lights on their rifles. I want to go ahead and straight up apologize for that, because oh my God, It drives me crazy when I watch gun channels and they can't remember the name of parts. Now, this ain't parts. This is a light. But you'll see people running a gun channel and they won't remember what a Sears called. I'm like, how are you going to put that video up when you're like, this piece right here, this Dumaflochy? I've actually heard people go Dumaflochy. And I'm like, what? And now, come on, people. This is just, I'm not a big time YouTuber by no means, but I've seen people with 200,000 subscribers call something a thingy. A thingy. I'm like, oh my God. I cut the video off right there. I mean, to me, that lost credibility. I mean, seriously. Now, I can't remember the name of that light. I know it's a light, and I do apologize. I promise you, the next time I come on here, I will know the name of that light, because when I get off this live stream, I'll go in there and get it. And I've looked at that light several times, but I will embed that in my head, the name of that light. I know it's like a ProTac rail light. I can't remember. Should have said ProTac 1LAA. I'm not talking specifically about, you might be getting the name wrong. I'm talking about, like somebody that's on camera. I feel like anybody that's going to be on camera, such as myself, should know the name of the parts. Now, like I said, I may forget the name of a flashlight and the specific name, but if I'm going to talk about a Geissele trigger, I'm going to know the parts of that trigger as I'm putting it in. The disconnect spring, the hammer, the trigger. I'm going to know all that stuff. I'm not going to call them thingies when I put them in. I don't know. To me, that just discredits the person that's putting the video up. And maybe it shouldn't. Maybe that's just me. But if I'm watching something to learn knowledge about what's going on, and you call it a thingy, I'm very curious if you know how to install whatever it is you're doing, and do I want to copy that? I had the name wrong. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm sure I have the name wrong to that. But it doesn't bother me, and somebody like posts a comment. But like I said, with me being on here, and who knows how many people watch this video. Right now, there's been 5. But I just feel like if me personally, I'm going to put up a YouTube video and I'm going to install a Geissele trigger, I should know the parts of that Geissele trigger. That's all I'm saying. Had to get it out of my pocket. I know I'm going to have to go get my gun out of the safe and look at it, because it's going to drive me crazy till I go get it out and look at it and learn that name. And I guarantee you, I'll get it out today and I'll have to look at it and know the name. And then I'll have to get it out, one day next week and look at the name, because I don't know what it is about Streamlights, some of the lights. I just can't never remember the name of all those lights. Even some of the Surefire I'm pretty good with. I can remember most of Surefire names. Okay, guys, have a nice day. Andy, have a good vacation and stay safe. Thanks for stopping by, Edge. I appreciate it, buddy. I'm fixing to end the live stream here in a few minutes, because I still got a lot of stuff to do today. But like I said, you have a good day too, Edge. Still praying for you, buddy. Like I said, I've got a lot of stuff to do to still get ready. But with the concert tonight, I just knew I couldn't do a live stream. So I always try to do one for you guys, but I just knew I wasn't going to be able to get on. And I'm very ill prepared for this one, as you can tell. It was just a spur of the moment. I actually was like, when am I going to do this? I got a few minutes. I popped on, and it was a very ill prepared live stream. Normally, when I do a live stream, I try to get on like Google and some of the new stuff, see what's going on in the car industry, which the new Supra is supposed to be coming out. I think it's ugly. I don't like the new Supra. I would 10 to 1 take a 96 twin turbo over the new one any day of the week. Those 96s and 94s and stuff like that. I think they quit making those in 98. Those were some of the baddest looking cars, I think, ever made. And I think that's in the height, in my opinion, of like the sports car era. Because you got to think, So now, you have the Mustangs and the Corvettes, and even a GTR is over here now legally, but that's $120,000. So, the normal person, and even Corvettes are so high now, normal people, heck, what am I talking about? You go buy a GT Mustang that's $45,000. But, you know, the normal people, when you start spending $70,000, it's stretching your budget a little bit. I couldn't spend $70,000 on a Corvette. So, but back then, you had your Corvettes and your Mustangs and your Camaros just like you do now. But then you got, hey Harold, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. That's way early. Um, but then you had like your 300ZX and a twin turbo 300ZX. You had two options, and then you had your RX-7s. You had your Supras. You had your the 3000 GT Mitsubishis. You also had that turbo Mitsubishi Eclipse, the GSX. I mean, there was just, you had Plymouth Lasers, and I mean, which was basically the same car as the Mitsubishi. But I mean, you still had all these options. And to me, those early to late 90s, that to me is the height of the sports car era. Now, the muscle car era I hold different. Those to me are muscle cars, and I don't really put them in the same category as sports cars. But to me, the height of the sports car era was early, late 90s. There was just so many to choose from. I had a field day back then. Um, Late 90s was when I started on at John Deere, and I had a good job, and I was living at home, so I could still afford stuff like that. And I probably bought way more than I did. I should have way more money in the bank because I shouldn't have bought 37 cars over my life. No, if anybody young is watching this, best advice I can give you: don't spend all that money. You go buy a car today and trade it in 3 months, you're not coming out ahead. It's not going to happen. So don't do it. But also back then you had like your NSXs. I forgot about those. It was just so awesome the cars they had back then. I don't know. But anyway, fellas, like I said, I've been on here about 45 minutes now. I know it's a little shorter than normal. We've had a lot fewer people, and I know why it is because it ain't 7:30. But I want to appreciate everyone that's been on here. Thank you all very much. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Don't forget, I'll be doing live streams from Florida. Probably one or two of them at least. We'll do a live stream where I take you around the where we're staying. And like I said, if my wife rides or something like that, I may do a live stream because I don't ride roller coasters. I'm out. I don't know how drunk that guy was